Happy Tuesday or Monday morning. Jeez, I'm already ahead of time because I worked yesterday. Happy Monday morning. It's about 83, 84 degrees out here this morning right now. Very humid, like right at the dew point. We are headed for a high of 102 today. Oh goody, oh goody. I think all week we're going to have a high temp of about 101, 102 every single day. We've got a chance of rain in the forecast finally at, I think it's Friday is when it's maybe changing for us, so we'll find out. Anyway, on the road, continuing my Houston Dehydration Diet. It's brutal in the afternoons, man. It's just almost indescribable how hot it is. It's hard to breathe. It's so thick and humid. Just awful. But I'm surviving it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Or lighter. Dehydrates you, dries you out. So I did my trip down to Brazoria area, Brazoria County yesterday, way down south, and kind of got the information that I need to tidy up the work affairs with my my business partner that has passed. And I got most of the info I need, but it's unfortunately kind of a mess to decipher all of the notes and find the passwords and accounts and stuff for everything. So it's still an ongoing discovery process to figure out where all of it is and document it a little bit better, compartmentalize the data, because what is there is all lumped up, jumbled together. And we're hoping that we have everything that we need, but it might still be a hard reset process on a few of the accounts. If we can't find the logins, we'll have to go through proof of ownership and change of ownership information with the various vendors and all that, so we'll see how it goes. But I don't want to start off on a negative note today. It's a Monday and I'm on this side of the dirt, so it can't be all bad, right? And I get to ride a motorcycle in the morning before it's super stinking hot, so that's another bonus. Actually, it feels pretty good out here right now. It's very humid, and my visor's already steaming up, but the temperature is quite nice. Low 80s, maybe 82, 83. I can't remember what I saw on the thermometer, but it feels good. So my scooter crash video from the Cannonball Day 8 that I put out last week is getting a lot of traction. I haven't gotten that many views on my channel, but it's been picked up by a couple of other big channels. The big one, Moto Madness, they featured it in their compilation. Their 4.5 or 5 million subscriber channel. They had it in there, and I linked it in my previous vlog. And then I woke up this morning and there were 3 others, pretty good sized channels, all of them, that all asked within like the same few minutes of each other. So I'm wondering if they're really run by the same group and they just have different channel names, but they're all motorcycle centric, and they requested to use the footage in their compilations. I said, yeah, sure. More exposure, you bet, go ahead. So we'll see if those pop up, and I'll leave links in my videos to theirs, giving them shout outs for featuring my mishap on gravel. Never let any good disaster go to waste, right? That was definitely an unexpected off. Well, somewhat unexpected. I halfway expected it to happen. I just didn't expect it to happen quite that suddenly and with zero warning. The combined brake system on the PCX doesn't allow you to just use the rear brake. If you apply the rear brake, I don't know what the exact bias is, but I think it's 30%. So whatever you're applying to the rear brake, 30% of that is also going to your front wheel on your front brake. So yeah, on gravel, that's a bad idea, and that's really why I was trying to avoid gravel on the PCX, because I figured that might be an outcome that I would have. I was trying to avoid. And when I hit that concrete drain basin, you know, going over that little creek with the loose gravel on top, it was just marbles. I mean, you'd be able to keep it upright hitting that sort of thing as long as you're not on your brakes. But I got in there too hot, and there was really no getting around it. I could have potentially not used any brakes, but then the bend, right where the bend was on the opposite edge of that concrete, I was going too fast, so I would have had to track straight off and go off in the weeds or whatever was on the outside of that corner. So I figured it was better to try to slow down than to overcook and end up off-road somewhere in the unknown. At least I could see what was ahead of me, but I didn't count on that gravel marbles on the hard concrete. Zero traction. I just got really lucky with that. My left hand, I wasn't wearing my left glove. I had taken it off a couple minutes before that accident to hit my phone, you know, to mess with the phone because it's touch sensitive and the gloves are not touch sensitive. So anyway, when I went over, I slapped the gravel with my left hand, and I gave myself a massive bruise, and my palm swelled up pretty good, but I didn't grind it, which is a very good thing. And I gotta find somebody sleeping here. I hate being that guy, but it's gonna be necessary. Here it is. Here's somebody sleeping. And I gotta get on over. It is full stop on the highway today, and it is full hot too. I'm going to go ahead. I'm sorry, but I got to get over it. So whenever I have time, I'm going to try to get back into editing the Cannonball series. I haven't had any more time in the last week and a half to play with that, devote to searching for good little nuggets of fun and crunch the video down. I'll try to get into that maybe, I don't know, it's probably going to be later this week, maybe weekend at the earliest, but we'll see how it goes. I've got a lot of work stacked up this week trying to mop up the other issues from, you know, business partner not being around anymore and taking on a little bit more of that load. Not the way I like to acquire a business, but try to be of service where I can. I have a couple of the first episodes leading, you know, out. Well, the maintenance videos on the PCX before I left, and then the ride out to California. I have those storyboarded and, or you know, timelined, I should say, and they're raw assembled, I guess is the term that I use. It's just raw. I haven't really gotten into crunching and editing and stuff like that, but I've got the cameras overlaid on each other, and I was working on the 3D camera exports or 360 camera, looking for alternate angles for B-roll and stuff like that. But that's what takes so much time, is figuring out, do I want to go through the extra time to encode and export those videos, or just leave it as it is? So I don't know. I'll think about it. So whenever people watch those tour and adventure videos, you know, a long way down, long way around, stuff like that, what most people don't realize is those guys that are the star of the show are just riding. They're not really having to take care of all the video production, the camera angles and all that kind of stuff. That's done by crews that are following them in other trucks and vehicles and you know, compiling the stuff after the fact. So doing it all solo, or you know, just a couple of people or something, it's very, very heavy undertaking. There's a lot of work involved in it. And when it's just a hobby, you know, like I'm doing it, I've got to balance that out with productive time, not kill the cash cow, you know, strangle the golden goose. And stuff that pays my bills are not those videos. You know, I go back and I look at even the previous Cannonball videos that I did, and some of the ones that took me the most time to compile and edit crunched down, I've made, you know, like $15 on those, $20, something like that, because they just don't see that much exposure. They're not viral videos or anything like that, so the ad revenue coming through them is not significant. There's a lot of those videos out there that YouTubers will make, you know, this is how much YouTube paid me for this many views. I've thought about doing that on a couple of mine that have performed very well, but for the most part, YouTube creators, you know, content creators make way less than minimum wage on their videos. I mean, way less. It might take 10 or 15 hours or whatever just to make a short video, 10-minute video, something like that, and you might make $50 on there if you're lucky, you know, a lot of times, and that's across a long span of time. If you've got a lot of subscribers, then your chance of getting click-throughs and that initial ad revenue are pretty high, but smaller channels like mine, you know, 20,000, 22,000 subs, whatever I've got, I don't know, the revenue is not significant at all, and it takes months to get up to, you know, $15 or $20 on a video like that. So it's really very low return. All right, people, break it up. I'm tired of this guy munching my ass. Guy in a silver Corolla behind me, scooting up within like 3 or 4 feet of my rear tire. Dude, not like I can go anywhere. Yeah, doing the video editing thing is it's always been a hobby of mine. Motorcycle riding and sharing the adventures is my passion, and editing the videos is the hobby. I've thought about approaching it more like a business and try to, you know, monetize bigger, heavier, do merchandise, do all that kind of stuff. But that in and of itself is a job, and I'm worried about polluting or corrupting the hobby and making me not like doing it at all, because then, you know, it's work. I don't know. If it ever got to a point where it's close to, let's say 50% of my normal income, then yeah, I think it might be worthwhile to try to convert it more to a business. But until that happens, I'm going to let it grow organically and see how it goes, because I don't really want the pressure, you know, of 2 jobs, and it's really 2 full-time jobs. It's not easy to do video production, so, and it doesn't make nearly as much as my real job, so got to be careful there. I've always thought that it would be nice if I could get my YouTube revenue, you know, the video stuff, to an income point where it's self-supporting. That would be nice, just to pay its own bills and you know, pay for the gear, pay for the adventures, you know, something like that would be okay. That'd be nice. But to get real sponsorship and real money out of it, unfortunately, you have to do incorporation. You got to be, you know, an LLC or something to where the big companies can work with you. Most of them, their insurance requirements and legal agreements won't let them deal with individuals because of the liabilities. So, like Honda, for example, I've reached out to Honda a couple of times, and they just said, no, we can't work with individuals. Okay, well, are you gonna go, dude? Oh man, it's people. Not a bad top gear roll on there. Just roll it out, let it run. Looking at this little Mazda 3 in front of me, Mazda 3 Sport or something. It's not the Mazda Speed, but it's nicely appointed. My daughter wants a little Honda CR-V. And I've been looking at other alternatives just in case I can't find a CR-V for a decent price. That's more of a car than an SUV, obviously, but it's a 5-door, 4-door hatchback. Ooh, can you make the light? Nope. Crap. Could have, but I would be a tool if I did. Would have been way red. So, I don't know. I'm looking at alternatives. Maybe find a... I don't know. I don't think I really like the RAV4s, but, you know, that's another subcompact SUV. Nice curb check. I don't know. You guys have any suggestions? I haven't really looked into small SUVs to see what the prices are, you know, and reliabilities and stuff. That's a little too old. I'd go with a newer generation CR-V than that. Needs to have good crash ratings, obviously, and decent price for, you know, being used. There's no way I'm going to get her a new car for her first car because I know it's going to get mangled. I looked at some of the little Subarus. They look interesting. I don't know if that's what I would want to do. I'm not really a Subaru fan. They used to have a reputation for just being bulletproof, you know, fantastic cars, but I think that's kind of gone downhill over the last, I don't know, 8 to 10 years. There are a lot of horror stories with transmissions going crazy on those things and engine problems and all that. The flat Boxer 4 was supposed to be super reliable, cat's meow, all that kind of stuff, but there have been enough horror stories that it makes me think twice. They're just harder to work on, and they're a little more expensive to work on than Hondas. At least, you know, traditional inline 4 transverse mounted is not as finicky to work on, I guess. All right, well, I'm going to eat breakfast here this morning. It looks like one of our buddies is already here. I recognize the car. I'm going to park right here. Latin Bites. Actually, I'll turn it around, but yeah, you get the point. So, anyway, thanks for tagging along, everybody. I may or may not catch you for the remaining portions of today's commute, but if I don't, then thanks for tuning in. I wish you all a very happy Monday, and I'll catch you later.